Every day, you ready for the second game?
Yeah, I'm hoping to actually see the game because unfortunately I couldn't load into that first lobby. But it seems everything is fixed now. So send us all your good energy to hope that we can get into this one smoothly. We should be starting any moment now. We're just waiting for them to click go. But so again, I didn't get to see the game, but
Yeah.
what were your impressions of some of the champions we saw as we're trying to piece together
Um,
what's good in ARAM?
well, unfortunately, because it was a 4v5, Garen could actually just run at everybody. So that was a dynamic that we didn't quite expect. Zoe did end up quite fit, did just pop the Ash from 75% health. So that was fun. Honestly, there wasn't much to take away from that game. Red team just got basically rolled over, not much retaliation to be seen. And blue team, well, GG, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, a win's a win. We take those. Uh, so, oh well, right?
Yep.
So hopefully we do
Not
get into
much
this
there.
one. Yeah, it's hard to analyze much because, of course, a 4v5 is a 4v5. But here we are. We do see the fresh draft. And, oh, there's the Olaf, which, with an admittedly small sample size that we were looking at earlier, had a 0% win rate.
Yeah, and I did a bit more research, and it's about 45% now with like 40 games. So it's not any much better, but it's still better than zero, I guess.
Yeah, not great, but there are some decent champions here on the blue side. I'll touch on them before we look at the red side because that red side team is fierce. But let's
Yeah,
look at the blue
we just
side.
ignore red for a moment. I would just point out that Olaf Yumi is quite the strong combo. Yumi obviously accelerating the Olaf and being able to snare up a lot of the other champions. So that's definitely a synergy that we would want to look at later on in the game as the timer does tick down. Yeah, pretty strong across the board, especially when you get into the late game. You have 280 carries, which um, I do believe when I looked at the stats, both these 80 carries actually did pretty well, over 60% win rate past the 25-minute mark. So that is a bit of a threshold that we do have to keep our eyes on. But with the spectator delay counting down now, let's take a look over the red team. You do have, ooh, that's Katarina on someone named Kitty Cat. It's
Yeah.
a little interesting there. And we do have Urif on the Vladimir. I'm not exactly sure if we've seen her play. I've casted some of these players before, but Urif is a Yorick main. I don't think I've
Nice.
seen her play Vladimir just yet, but she is a top laner, so you would expect that to be a bit of a comfortable champion. Uh, on the rest of the lineup, we do have Brand and Heimerdinger, which they deal a lot of damage, and Heimer is very good when it comes to defensive play. So overall, red team does look like they're going to be stronger on the day. But once again, you never know what's going to happen, and hopefully this time it's not going to be a disconnect, losing them the game.
Yeah, definitely, hopefully, no disconnects, and hopefully we do see the game. But with that, we will be back in just a moment to talk a little bit more about these drafts and hopefully get everything rolling into game. Talk in just a bit, guys. As we are just about to get into game. Give us one moment. The game has begun. Need to make sure OBS can see it. OBS is really angry at me today, but it should only be a very minor fix, as I have loaded into the game, is what matters.
Woo! Progress. Let's go.
Now we just have to make sure everyone can actually see it.
Yep. That would be preferable.
Yeah, absolutely it would be. It's a very simple fix, though. You want to just radio cast us for a moment.
Alright, not much to talk about. Just a bit of poke coming down from both sides, blue team being
Good
the
news!
stronger poke composition.
We can see.
Let's go, boys.
Here we go. We love it. We're in.
Yep.
Let me just remember some of my hotkeys so I can get everything up.
Oof. Minions are here.
Minions are
blue team,
here.
They are quite the poke composition. They're putting down a lot of damage onto red team without taking much damage in return, actually. So they should have the early advantage. And again, they do scale. So we are looking at a bit of a mid-game window or an all-in coming in from the side of red team. They do have Katarina, Kane, Brand. Very good high damage, alpha damage champions, if they do decide to go in.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. It is going to be very hard for them to safely even just wave clear. Those Heimerdinger turrets I thought were going to be super threatening, but he can't even really move up close enough to put them down, because he just gets hit by a Xerath and a Caitlyn.
Yeah,
There's not much that can be done.
So many projectiles flying everywhere. So there's not much you can do if you're red. They're under their turret right now.
Absolutely they are. This is very, very rough for them. They're just getting poked out. They've got no control of either of the bushes. And I thought the red team comp was going to be absolutely monstrous, but it seems like the early priority is 100% over to the blue side, as they're losing a lot of minions to the tower, and the blue team, I should say, is managing to get every single one.
Yeah, this is psychological warfare, right? If you're a red team, you just have to make sure you don't try anything too harsh, don't try to make something happen too desperately, and like when you scale into mid game, perhaps you have a bit more of a chance, because right now, you take this fight, you're gonna die.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're coming in with about half of your team's overall health, at best. So
yep, and the minion wave is actually stacking up quite substantially right now. It's about 400 in the lead on the side of blue. So these minion waves, even though they don't seem like they're too important, if you're able to get most or even all of the minions in the early game, you are pretty set to be very, very strong going into mid and late.
yeah, so now we just need to think about when the time to take a fight might be. Since, of course, this is ARAM. The red team can weather this storm all they like, but they can't actually buy items until they die. So I think there has to come a time where they just go for the 5v5, hope to win it, but even if they lose it, reset their health bars and get some items.
Yeah, the window is actually around 6, because
Yeah.
if you take a look at all the key ultimates across the map, red team has substantially more damage coming in when they do hit the level 6 breakpoint, as opposed to blue team. I mean, well, blue does hit 6 first, but red should be able to get it now. Oof!
Ooh, that
Here
super
comes
mega
the
death
pop
rocket.
boys.
Oh no, can they dodge all those Xerath shots? No, they can't. And first blood over to the Xerath player of 1000 IQ E-Girl. Oh, ace in the hole as well. More poke. And that level 6 all in, I don't think it's going to be happening.
Rakan's pretty excited in the background as well. I can't blame him. You don't have if blue team doesn't even have to be on the same screen as Brand just gets exploded off the map.
Oh, good God. This is very, very harsh. This blue team comp. I didn't expect it, but there's just too much range here, as Vayne has made a bit of a foray into the wall to try and get bush control, but no chance. How do they possibly do this?
They haven't lost any health. This is so very unfortunate for red team. I mean, you asked the question how they're going to do it, but this is just draft being very unfortunate as it is. It is an ARAM, so they are being forced under the turret. This turret is not going to be long for the world, and they have to find a window. I can't tell you what the window is, but they just have to find something.
Well, they've got to do it at some point, as that Heimerdinger is forced out onto nothing. Here is the engage from the blue team. The final chapter from Yuumi doing a lot of damage. There's the mark and the dash forward. They're going to try and turn something around. Red team charging forward. They've got 1, but they've lost 2. They've lost 3. And this one is a little bit rough. Ooh, a little bit aggressive there from Caitlyn, as she gets caught out but doesn't even go down. Kane does. So at the very least, red team gets to spend a lot of money.
Yeah, they do get to spend a lot of money, and that does mean they will have more damage coming into the next fight, and that does open the window for them to go in and, you know, sort of overpower their opposition. They don't even have to be on the same screen, man.
Oh no. As the tower goes down, that's 150 gold to all of the members there. And, yep, the red team has spent their gold, but I don't know if they had enough to spend. Particularly when all of the heal control is on the side of the blue team. There's another Xerath ult trying to find that Brand, but the fancy footwork has come out. Well done.
Yeah, Brand super low now. Not much he can do. Has to stay in the backline for the upcoming fights. But even then, they have a lot of AoE on blue team. Can just pop you.
Yep.
Kane, though, looking for another opportunity. Not gonna find it.
Does get a little bit of poke. I mean, Kane needs to look for his form.
Yeah, that's true.
That's very harsh. Something I definitely didn't think of is Kane with almost no opportunity to land damage. So it's going to be a long time before we do see Shadow Assassin or Rast.
Yeah, ideally this is around the time you want to be able to get it, but he has just not been able to go in any way, shape, or form without taking a lot of damage. Xerath almost getting the kill there on Brand again.
Yeah, this is extremely harsh, as once again, the minion wave will be fully farmed out. I do like the approach from the blue team of putting as much farm as they can onto the 280 carries. Unfortunately, of course, they're not dying. We almost need to see a bit of a ritualistic suicide from the blue team. And but here's the engage. Kane goes forward, will start us off well. The Katarina diving in, dealing a lot of damage. Not quite enough. Olaf does get the kill and runs away with that Ragnarok. As, Simone fires back, ace in the hole. Will get the brand. And I was going to say it before, I think we need to see the blue team run under the tower at some point, because the red team's not going to kill them.
Yeah, it was 2-4-1 out of that fight actually, and but you saw the idea coming in from the red team, and I think that was basically what you have to do. I mean, you can't just keep turtling down when you're being bullied so very hard. But right now, blue has healed up. They are, sort of 50-50. I think red does have more gold on the table right now. But again,
definitely in terms
the
of
poke is just so strong.
Yeah, they definitely have more utilized gold. For sure, just because there's been no opportunity for the 3-kill Caitlyn and the 4-kill Jinx to actually spend. They've only got that BF sword. I think what Red Team might be looking to do is if they can take one fight where they have ults up, they've spent their gold. If they take one fight, they get a 5-for-0, then they can push the tower in during the death timers and try and figure out what to do once the respawns are in.
Yeah, Caitlyn and Jinx right now sitting on a collective 9,000 unspent gold. So even if they do that, even if they do die, it's just gonna make the problem so much harder to deal with because they're gonna come down with like 1.5 new items.
Yeah, the red team doesn't want to get picks. They need, if they get any kills, it needs to be all 5 of the blue team.
Yeah, it needs to be full white.
Because they need to be able to push in and get the tower. Because once those 280 carries respawn, your situation only gets worse. So you need to get the tower or something to get yourself back in the game, get some tempo. As there is the catch onto Brand and the dash forward. Clody will pick that one up. Going forward, has popped the Ragnarok, but is shut down. Now the Xerath ult helping to make sure that there's no one else going down. As, the flash forward from Vladimir doing a lot of damage here. Yurith charging forward. Gets the heal to survive. Kitty Cat dodging away. Kane throwing himself forward. Has gone into the ult. The Scythe, which way will it rip? Goes forward, actually. He touches the heal. Went for the really big brain play, but did not quite have the health bar. And they do go down once again. And Olaf bought a Black Cleaver. He wants to spend, I think. The Vlad wants to spend.
Alright.
And
Jinx and Caitlyn still alive. How much gold do they have now? 10,500 for them both, collectively.
Oh dear. And, and there is the snowball being utilized once again by the Olaf. He's chasing Brand down with the undertows. And, Spoods?
Okay.
So you win some, you lose some. And Kane is here, has got the Shadow Assassin form, so did deal a lot of damage. He's trying to spin the way out of there, and will just about manage it as he gets back into the wall. So did get 1 for 2, I think, in the end, which is a good result for the red team.
Yeah, but now Jinx, with the 9 seconds
Jinx
on the
died.
respawn, is gonna be pretty huge.
Absolutely. But Kane once again coming in. Kane with Shadow Assassin is very, very strong. Vlad is on the right side here. They could potentially get a lot of kills here. There's the Super Mega Death Rocket though. And I think Clody will just turn this one around. There's the Ragnarok. Can another axe land? No, it has to run away now, but obviously is unstoppable.
Yeah, and you can see just how strong this Yuumi-Olaf duo is. And this is exactly a composition that you want in order to circumvent the 45.8% win rate that Olaf does have on this map. And one of the points that I want to bring up, because unfortunately we did not have enough time to do so earlier on because of all the fighting, is that even if you do get the full wipe, look at the health on that blue team tower. It's
It's
full.
full.
You're not gonna get that with one push, and Heimerdinger just going down as I speak.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we did touch on it before, but we did get distracted by a fight. Jinx has died. So has Caitlyn. They've gone from a BF sword each to an Infinity Edge and a Storm Razor on Caitlyn, and an Infinity Edge and a Runin's Hurricane on Jinx. The fates of the red team have not gotten any better.
Yep, that is quite a huge buy coming in from them both. I don't think you need me to tell you that, but on the other side, we did see in the previous engage that the likes of Vladimir and Brand, when they do hit their skill shots, they are quite fearsome. So if we do see another all in, it actually might be slightly closer than we expected.
Ooh, there Kane throwing himself forward, doing a lot of damage. Yuzi has gone down. Is this the red team turning it around as they pick up a 3-for-0? There is the shutdown. That's a 4-for-0. It's going to be the clean ace, and there it is. Something I wanted to point out, and I was proven right before I even said it, is this is Shadow Assassin Kane. His last round of buffs was that he goes in and out of walls a lot. There's always walls available in the ARAM map. So he is potentially very strong.
Ooh, just the execute on the Europe, going back for the buy, increasing the power on the Vladimir, and the result of that fight was really just the fact that blue team did not respect the ability of the Kane to, like you said, come out from those walls so very frequently. Unfortunately for red team, they do manage to pick up the tier 1 tower on the Howling Abyss right now. They are just going to back away, and if we do see more of those engages, keep in mind, because of that fight, now red team does have a lot more gold to work with. It's just going to be, if they are able to find those jump on engages, it's going to be much more easier for them to deal with blue team.
Yeah, blue team has to transition their game plan a little bit, because they can't just poke forever without respecting the red team anymore. The red team can get on them. Vayne will go forward once more, throwing out her scythe. Really strong here on this map is that Kane can sit in the wall, and because it's Shadow Assassin, use the W without actually having to come out as its own thing. And does a lot of damage with 2 lethality items and an Executioner's Calling. Red team's got a pretty good shot now. Much better
blue has
shot.
to play with respect. At least until... Oof,
Oh!
nice barrier. Oh!
Never mind. Barrier not quite enough. As the snipe has come in from the Xerath, 1000 IQ E-Girl, living up to their name.
Yeah, but they do have to continue playing safely. Like, they do have a gold advantage right now, but they are in that mid-game trough where Jinx and Caitlyn, sure, they have a lot of items, but they're not really that strong. There's another engage.
Oh! Kane coming in, slicing Xerath up and throwing himself forward. There's the instant triple kill. Gets back into the wall, and this is going to be another potential wipe. That's a quadra kill. Are we going to see a pentakill? I think we are, as he will slice forward, and it's a pentakill for Vayne's Kane, turning the game around with so much damage.
Let's go, Vayne. From the chat. Oh man, but you would think that after about what was it, 3 of those engages, you would kind of learn to give red team a little bit more respect when you absolutely don't know where the Kane is going to be coming from. And that was the point I was trying to bring up before this all happened. As Europe does go down once again, just going back for the buy. You can see Vlad T-posing there very menacingly, but yeah, you just have to respect the Kane. Like, if blue team was able to just do that and just scale until 20-25 minutes in the game, you have 280 carries, you're probably going to win that fight. But right now they aren't that strong, so going into these fights, just ensure that your 80 carries are at the back. The Kane can't exactly jump on them that easily as we've seen her do rather this through the previous few fights.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, there is a bit of a DC there. Clody throwing themselves forward, gets that kill on the Brand. The thing about this Kane is that you might not know which side she's approaching from, but she is approaching from a side. Just stand in the middle.
Just stand in the middle.
Yeah. They're trying to use the bush, which, yeah, that makes sense for Caitlyn. Obviously does get more headshot procs, but it's not worth it. Just stand in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're sort of learning their lesson. They're not pushing up all that far right now, just giving them a bit more breathing space if they do see Kane coming in through the wall. I would wager that standing near the bottom side is actually easier, because if you're Kane, you would rather go towards the top side because it's just slightly easier to play.
Yeah.
And you can see she's already positioning for the ambush once again. Simone walking up. has to be very careful.
Yeah, we do actually have a DC at the moment. Unfortunately, Urith has dropped from the game. I'm sure that'll be resolved momentarily. Could just be a bit of respect from the blue team. Not trying to push in, take any objectives. Just farming it out until their inhib respawns and the player reconnects.
Yeah, hopefully they do reconnect though. It's like a red team curse today because in the previous game, if you do remember, and well, you weren't watching, but there was a disconnect. I believe it was from 1000 IQ E-Girl on the Zillion, so that was very unfortunate. 4v5, not exactly the most fun game mode to watch.
Unfortunately, the power of being a player down in ARAM is immense. So, definitely hope that Vladimir comes back. And the Vladimir is also a very important part of this team comp, adding a lot of AoE damage. And magic damage in particular.
Yeah.
If anyone does.
Unfortunately for them, unfortunately for Red Team right now, the longer they wait for the Vladimir to come back, the stronger this Caitlyn and Jinx are gonna get. It's 17 minutes. They are scaling pretty quickly by this point.
Yeah, absolutely they are. Of course, they do need to die to actually enact that scaling.
That's
You
true.
need to go and buy. But it's not that... And actually, I was going to say it's not that bad, but it is a little bit risky. As the game goes on, the death timers get longer, and currently the blue team base is pretty exposed. Only the Nexus Tower is remaining. So they almost need to go for this reset before the inhib respawns. Or when they go for the reset, they'll just lose the inhib.
Yeah, it all has to do with the minion waves as well. As you can see, blue is actually pushing up quite strongly right now, just ensuring that the minion waves are shoved in as much as possible. For if they do go for that reset, they'll buy themselves a little bit more time to get back on the map before their Nexus does explode. I'm expecting a bit of a big fight if and when the Vladimir does come back. It's going to be one final fight to decide the end of the game, I believe, because of just how long those death timers get this late in the game.
Yeah, I definitely I would assume the same, for sure. We obviously are very much hoping that Urith does reconnect, and there it is!
Hey.
As soon as we start talking about it. There's the reconnect. They are moving. Hopefully this Vladimir can rejoin the game. Vladimir ult obviously does a lot, as there's the Zillion ult. Does a lot of damage to Heimerdinger, but won't find any kills.
Now red is low. I don't think they can take this fight right now, especially just because of how strong the Caitlyn and Jinx are. They have to look for a very opportunistic engage, and I'm looking at Kayn once again.
There's the flash away from Brand. Did get some damage, but here comes Kayn. Flashing over. Does get into Simone. Will he rip out? He will. Gets the kill. That's two. Olaf goes down. Cat going forward. Hits the ult. As another heal will land, and the rest of the blue team escape. But it's a 2-for-0, and red team, it seems that whenever they want to fight, they're going to get kills, and they'll be able to push.
Yeah, and the question now is what are they going to be able to do with this advantage. It is a 3v0. Kayn is looking for a little bit more, but he's not going to find anything. They are going to be able to pick up this inhibitor, but I don't think they'll be able to push into the base before the respawns of Olaf and Caitlyn.
I think they might try and go for the push, because dying is not necessarily the worst thing ever. They do want to reset at least one or two of their members. Vaney getting out through the wall. Clody charging forward here, wants to find these kills. We'll get two. Can he keep going and get more? Charging forward is the Olaf. Simone is taking out Kitty Cat in the back, but this Olaf is not stopping. She is absolutely ravenous for kills, but will finally stop.
Yeah, this was actually the best case scenario coming in from Red. They do reset 3 of their key members right now. Well, I say key, they all do a lot of damage at this point, but that is going to be more damage coming in. And Blue, they will not be able to push too far, as you can see that turret is still very much alive.
Yeah, for now, that turret has now fallen. The inhib is exposed. Zurith getting chased back. And this is Blue Team massively swinging back. It's now both inhibs down. This is a very close game. Swings and roundabouts, ebbs and flows here in this one, as the Heimerdinger does throw that grenade forward with the Kayn, who's done a lot of damage onto Olaf. Vladimir looking for something. There is the first kill. Hickey will not be able to survive, as that cat does not do much on her own. And there is a long range from downtown. The shot from Simone will get one. Vaney, does they want to find anything more? Moving forward. We'll wait for that E, and then get back into the wall. Will she be able to find anything as she floats down? This is a very rough situation for the blue team, but the Storm Rays are working wonders with the slow. Simone found by the Vladimir. There's an extended fight. Yura taking a lot. Very good exhaust there, saving the Caitlyn's life as 1000 IQ E-Girl will pick up that kill. Ooh, ace in the hole. Ooh, and the dancing shoes weren't quite good enough. And down they go. This is... Oh no! The turrets were not respected. And Hitomaji will pick up the kill onto Yuzi.
Yep, huge disrespect coming in from that Jinx. Not exactly sure. Oh, well, okay then. Okay. It's a bit of a fiesta, not gonna lie. But it's a fun fiesta, and that's what we're all here for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, reset coming in for the Caitlyn as well. I believe that fight actually started, the extended fight rather, started with Katarina going down. Unfortunately, that didn't mean all that much because she had just actually bought, so she didn't pick up any new items. Vladimir, on the other hand, went back to base with about 2.5k gold, does pick up the stopwatch and a Seeker's Arm Guard. So that's going to be a bit more stats for the upcoming fights. Not too much. I don't think it's going to affect the way the game is going to go all that much. But right now we are just waiting for the final engage, I believe.
Yeah, both Nexuses are just down to their towers. Of course, 2 towers on either side could potentially mean we need 2 engages going the same way. I don't quite have a read on how long the death timers are. We will find out. As in the wall is Vaney, popping the Ghost Blade to charge forward, and look how much respect they have to show. But it wasn't enough as he goes into the Scythe form. The Olaf doing as much as they possibly can, but Clody has gone down to Urith, and as lots of heals come down, the red team with a very big advantage, but they need to confirm this. Getting a couple of kills isn't really enough. There's too much wave clear for the blue team.
And you can see just how strong the...
but there's a catch onto 1000 IQ E-Girl, and now it's getting a little bit dangerous as only 2 of them are left on the map, and the push is coming.
It is coming indeed, but it all comes down to this Caitlyn right now, and the respawning Jinx in about 5 seconds. They do have a lot of wave clear. They're very strong. It's 23 minutes of the game.
Vaney tried to go in there, but the Yumi heals and shielding denied the Kayn engage. The Super Mega Death Rocket got even more done, and you said it was all about the Caitlyn, and I think we just saw why, as Simone cleans up several kills and sets her team up for more, as it is now the ace. For the blue side, they lost their inhib. No, sorry, the inhib respawn. They lost 2 Nexus towers.
Hands down the closest ARAM match I've ever seen.
This is intense.
It is intense. But finally, I think we can finally say about 99% certainly that one final fight will decide the game.
Yes.
As blue team, they are going to finally push in
this
towards
is risky.
red team space.
If they lose this fight, they lose the game. So this is going to be the deciding fight.
Yep, they just have to defend their 80 carries. That's all.
Yep, but Vladimir wants to make that very difficult, as does Kayn. And the backline is already being decimated by the Shadow Assassin. Yuzi has gone down, but they have another ADC. If the Caitlyn survives, it's okay. And she does. Backing away.
It's 30 seconds on the Jinx. They can defend this if they do manage to single out 80. Okay.
Vaney has to find the engage, but takes a lot of damage and goes down. Red team pretty much can't fight without this Kayn. So I think that is going to be enough time bought.
Yep.
For Jinx to respawn. The red inhibitor has respawned. That is an objective in the way, as a bit of damage is spread from that brand, and Clody will go down. Hickey dived in to try and save him and just about managed to get back to Simone. Can Simone survive? Kiting the Vladimir as best she can, and she manages to, the pull forced by the trap. And oh my god, this game is so close. What is going on? What an absolute treat. Xerath ult. Can you dodge well enough? Everyone. There's a lot of damage. The ace in the hole will kill Brand. But Kayn has respawned, and both teams are back to pretty much fighting fit form.
Oh man, where do you even begin in that fight? It was so long, it was so messy. Again, the fact that Caitlyn was able to hold that line just speaks volumes to how strong AD carries are this late in the match. We can see that Jinx has come back with almost a full build that is the makings of Bloodthirster in the inventory, and the later this game goes, the stronger they're just gonna get. At this point, you just have to defend them. Just
Yeah.
make sure Kane can't get on them. Even if Kane does get on them, you saw Simone be able to turn the table on that engage, and it just comes down to these minutiae of plays this late in the game.
Yeah, it is very difficult for Kane to get their job done now, because to kill that Caitlyn, you have to get through the Bloodthirster shield, the Phantom Dancer shield, and Yuumi heals. That's before you even start talking about their
Here we
actual
go.
health bar. Gonna go in, just a bit of poke, but that's actually a catch straight onto Simone, and the Caitlyn is dead. The Katarina ult does a lot of damage, but they go down, and Olaf is a big lad in the back line. Goes down though, charging forward is the red team. They need to find more. 1000 IQ Eagle with the turnaround Q does get one kill. Vaney coming forward, scared away by the E and caught. Double kill for 1000 IQ E-Girl, and they may have just used that IQ to save their team and turn around.
You know what? I think we should just stop predicting when the final fight is gonna happen.
Yeah, I
We've
feel
said it
like
like 7 times at
we
this
should
point.
just stop talking.
The game speaks for itself at this point.
Yeah.
It's so damn close.
This is extremely close, as it is just waves being cleared, and neither team can get the big wipe that they need. 1 or 2 kills just isn't enough. There's too much wave clear on either side. The threats are too diversified. If you kill the Caitlyn, there's still the Jinx. If you kill the Jinx, there's still the Caitlyn. On the other side, you kill the Kayn, there's still the Katarina and the Heimerdinger. This one is so hard to predict. I mean, where's it even going to end up? I don't know who's going to win. Do you?
Nobody knows. No, I mean, it's 50-50 at this point. It just comes down to execution at the end of it all in these fights, and Vaney is looking for something in the bottom side wall at this point.
Yeah,
I just see a 2000 damage crit coming in from the game.
Yes, you would have a headshot at this point in the game. Will be dealing a lot of damage, as it seems that 1000 IQ E-Girl has had to sprout a second head to contain all that big brain power, as the second Rabadon's death cap is in.
Yep. Has actually been sitting on that second Rabadon's for quite some time at this point.
Well, I wanted to make the joke.
Fair enough. Just to bring the point that,
Vaney.
you know, okay.
A little bit of poke. Every time he goes into that wall, the Kayn that is, they have to respect it. As soon as they see that little light, they have to back off, because it could be the engage that ends the game.
Yep, only took them a couple of those engages for them to learn that lesson, but they did learn it nonetheless. We haven't been seeing these engages go very well, but as soon as I say that, it's just a bit more proc coming in.
Yeah, this is just poke. I think both teams know that next fight potentially wins. I don't think anyone's getting more buys. Gonna come down to the next one, and I know we've said that about 4 or 5 times, but the next big fight where 5 members of one team dies will definitely be the end.
Oh yeah, the
the
next
death
one
time
for
of the
sure.
If all 5 die, we've had fights for just
We
1 or
haven't
2
seen
people.
that happen for the past 15 minutes.
No, we have not. As the push is coming in. Blue team with the tempo at the moment. But the wave clear comes out. Heimerdinger wave clear. It's strong. 22 assists on this Heimerdinger.
Yep. We are just passing the 30-minute mark, and at this point I'm pretty convinced that when you're the team with 280 carries, you're just not allowed to lose the game. You're just not allowed to lose the game.
As another Xerath ult being used. Doesn't actually get a huge amount done. Only
Just
hit
poke
one.
at this point.
Yeah, it's just poke. It's not a long cooldown, so it's just fine. Yuumi, obviously, at this point as well, this Yuumi can zip around healing so much. This blue team can't be poked down. It has to be a full engage from the red side. And you talk about 2 ADCs, but that's a Vladimir.
That's Vladimir.
We know what a Vladimir can do in the late game on the Rift. And it's even harder to play around him on Howling Abyss. So I'm not so eager to write off the red team here. I think this is still very much just down to execution.
Alright, but we will have to see how they execute, of course. Like most fights we have been seeing just Vaney running in, YOLOing the blue team, Yuriv has to follow up, and if we don't see that follow up, we don't see Vladimir being able to capitalize. Is that a word?
Yeah, capitalize. Yeah, yeah.
All right, on Kane's engage. That is still a very kiteable champion when you have 280 carries on the opposite number.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ooh. The traps do land onto the Heimerdinger. Look at all that damage. He goes golden. And is it finally happening? There's a catch. Blue team, are they going to try and take advantage? Or are they just settling for one? I think they need to have some decisiveness. You got to pick. Take the 4v5. Okay. And I think they will. Brand has gone down. Will they charge forward? They're just going to push the minion waves in. They know it's a 3v5 for the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, but that's a lot of cooldowns down for the side of blue team.
It is.
And unfortunately for them, the truth is that the two members that they did take down from red team are the two least influential at this point. Katarina, Vladimir, and the Kane. That's who you want to keep your eyes on.
Kane has a big flank here. I don't know if they've noticed this. She's just going straight down the middle. I think she's just going to try and take an inhib. No, just lurking as a trap. What is this Kane doing?
Is this Howling Abyss macro play?
Dun, 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 dun. This is going to be an inhib. Vaney's just got an inhib here. There's a fight on the backside to try and get something done. Kitty Cat instantly goes down. Vlad goes golden, dodges the Super Mega Death Rocket, but can't dodge the rest. And it's just a backdoor. This is it. Red team wins. Vaney! Vaney! Here we are!
How can this be allowed?
Vaney with the backdoor! Woohoo! Okay. How can you not love it? The big brain backdoor strat coming in. Absolutely clutch as welcome back everybody to us. Oh my word.
What?
How has that game ended that way? Vaney knew exactly what to do. How impressive.
And I was going to point out that, red team, they went in despite Kane being back there. And I was thinking they were going to go for the reset because with the minion wave busy dealing with the Kane, they could actually go for that sort of play. But at the end of the day, it was just Kane running into the enemy nexus and taking it down while the rest of the team distracted everybody else. And if you did, and I'm not sure if you can see the damage. I'm not sure if the stream can see the damage, but
no, they can't. But
it is quite a bit, Cat didn't do all that much. I thought she would have done more. And if you take a look on blue team, they actually did a whole lot more damage than the result might have shown.
Yeah, definitely. I think blue team was looking like they might have been about to win if it were not for that hero play. But that is that game done. Round 1 finished. Well,
round 2.
Round 2, we missed our round 1. Round 2 finished. And we'll be back in just a bit. Don't go anywhere, guys. I mean, if that's what these games are like, give me 20 of them. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
But we'll be back.
Howling Abyss, boys. Let's go.